I just want to say thank you for having me. Thank you so much. This is an honour, because Julie has been telling me about some wonderful things that you've been doing, and I've been watching. I'm a watcher. I like to observe. And for those who don't know me, my name is Elita, and I call myself the Miracle Coach just because I have to have a name of some sort. But I do realise that every single one of us are the miracle. And my purpose on earth, as with all of yours, is to share miracles, to talk to everyone about miracles, and to remind people about being the miracle. And I was just at the back and I was asking Spirit, what do I need to talk about tonight? Because, you know, I never want to be someone who goes somewhere and speaks and it's the same keynote speak every time, talk every time. I don't do that. I want to, there's a consciousness in this group. You've come here tonight for a reason. There's 80 or so of us here, and we've got an open heart, and we've got an opportunity to manifest miracles. And so I was asking, what is it that you want me to say? I think if I get out of my own way, things happen a lot better, right? So what is it that you want me to say? And it was interesting because I was overwhelmed with the feeling of sadness, just true sadness. And I just kept hearing, say I'm sorry. Say I'm sorry for all the times where your life just got really, really hard. Say sorry for the shit that you've been through, not just over the last few weeks or months, but for a lot of us, especially through spiritual development and accessing what our truth is, we've spent years in the struggle. Who hasn't spent any time in struggle? Who's had no struggle? Who's had a little bit of struggle? Who's had a lot of struggle? And it's interesting because people think that when we're spiritual, we've got it all together. But it's the absolute opposite. You know, it's what we're doing is we're honest and truthful enough to say, I don't have it all together. I don't know all the answers. I don't understand why, if you want to say spirit or the universe or God or whoever you want to connect to, has given me this life to live. Because there are things that happen that are incredibly painful and hurtful and horrible. But if you were someone that could give someone their destiny, you'd never do that to your best friend or your lover or your family. You wouldn't give them that life, would you? You know, some of the things that we've had to deal with are incredibly painful. And I'm going to talk about miracles, but that's what I really wanted to go into. And I want to share a little bit of my story first, because I know a lot of you don't know who I am. You may have seen me on a TV show or the one I was on with Julie. That's where we became really good friends. That was the greatest blessing of the one. And you may have seen me around a bit, but not a lot of people know who I really am. Because I might be loud and eccentric, but at the end of the day, my purpose is to manifest miracles and to allow people an opportunity to believe in them again. So this dread that I have a feeling of, this sadness that I have, tonight I feel it's an opportunity for us to be so honest and so humble, because this is what you are creating. You're creating a space of truth. Because you two are obviously part of the ambassadors of truth. Very Atlantean thing. I'm writing an Atlantis oracle as we speak, so it's all through. And part of our spiritual journey is about being in truth. And it's one thing I know for myself, I cannot stand to live a lie, right? I cannot stand it. It eats away at my soul. I can't stand it. And so for many of you here, most of you, nearly all of you, you live in that same world. And then people say you're crazy and you're mental and you're stupid and my father is an amazing man. He's a Greek man, and he's very, very Greek, and he thinks I'm a bloody crazy, stupid psychic. He thinks I'm mental. I have a crystal bed. I've got some pictures of it over there, and I have a crystal bed that I channel through, and I have people, you know, I do healings on it, you know, like you, I do healings. So many healers in the room, you know. So I do healings, and my dad said to my partner, who's here, David, you know, your girlfriend, she's a prostitute. She put the people on the bed and they give her the money. The men that came in, they give her the money. What's wrong with you to let your girlfriend do that? My daughter is a prostitute. Right? And that's how my dad talks. The TV show should be about my dad. He is so funny. But I'm saying this because we all have someone in our life that is there, nag, what you are about, who you are about is wrong. And they question your truth continually. And I want to say sorry. That's one of the things I want to say sorry about. Or them say sorry. I'm so sorry that you've had to, time and time again, go through challenges of people living in their world and challenging you in your world. Okay? I'm sorry that has happened, but it's happened for all of us. Because as light workers, everyone in this room is a light worker, okay? Whether you do it as a profession or not, everyone in this room is a light worker / truth worker.
Amen.
That's what we are. And you're going to go on your journey as a truth maker and as a truth awakener, and people who are very disconnected from their truth is going to oppose you, right? You're the messenger. You're the person in the front line. And people are going to oppose you, and people are going to think you're crazy and you're stupid, and your own family, maybe your own father, maybe people in the room, their own partner will oppose you. And these things happen. I'm sorry. So I keep going, I'm sorry that's happening. But for us to get the light, and I love the prayer that you had with the politics and the governments and opening up the heart, we're in a massive time of change. It is with purpose and on purpose that you have been through the crap that you've been through personally over the last few years. It is with purpose and on purpose. Because for those who survive it, we have a lot of work to do as miracle makers. To awaken this planet, to get it to the healthy state that we know it should be. For us as humans to evolve, and for us to be in this space of truth and peace and love and harmony, it's going to take every one of you. Not just one person. It's not, the Christus has not returned in one spirit. It's returned in every one of you. And I love that you had opportunity for people to say, this is what I do and this is what I do, and there's no, well, I do this and I'm better than you, and you do this and you're over there. We're all sharing it. And this is what we need to do, is we need to share that opportunity to say there's many healers because the planet needs it. Many years ago, about a decade ago, I went through my awakening. My true awakening, my endarkment period. Is there anyone still going through their endarkment right now? Where it's black, where it feels like it's dread and it's pretty horrible. Most of you, well, it's okay. Put your hands up, I'm okay with that. I'm on, we all can go through it, it's all okay. It doesn't matter, we have periods of it. And as I say, I went through endarkment where my life was one way, things happened, and I was made to see the truth. So everything that my adult life had ever been since the time I was a teenager, at 30 was taken away from me, okay? And so all of a sudden you start questioning your whole life. When something's taken away from you that you thought was absolute, you start questioning every part of your life. Because we think that our relationship is secure, or our job is secure, or our family is secure, or life around us is secure, and the government's secure. We think that this is secure, but we have opportunities in our life to see that it isn't. Right? We have opportunities to see that it isn't. So what is real? Back to the heart space. Back to your intuition. So for those of you who are going through a dark spell, if you want to call it that, you're not cursed. You are definitely not cursed. There's no demon here that's cursing you, that a lot of people think, I must be going through a curse or run through over a Chinaman in a past life. Maybe the opportunity is right now for this to be your space of truth. Because when we're in our truth, this is where miracles happen. Absolute miracles. So when I went through my space of endarkment, I got to a point of severe depression, nervous breakdown, massive anxiety. I call it the death zone. Anyone know what that's like? Oh yeah, isn't it funky? Oh yeah. And I went through mine, and my twin sister had been through a breakdown 9 months before and was heavily medicated. I chose not to be. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying I chose not to be. So what happened for me is, it really hit me quite hard and quite full on. And it got to the point, even though I was like you, I was doing meditation classes and, you know, get out the old Louise L. Hay book and love myself, I love my body, I love who I am, blah, 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 and hated everything about everything. And I did the affirmations, I did the crystal healing, and I did all this. There was a big part of me that still didn't want to be on the planet anymore. I'm sorry. I just keep hearing that, I'm sorry. I don't know one person who has, at least for one day, been on the planet who did not want to be here anymore. Every single person at some point does not want to be here anymore, because the earth and the laws of the earth and the energy of the earth are so heavy and so challenging and so hurtful at times. I don't know anyone who doesn't want to be here anymore. And sometimes that might last for a day, a few weeks, some months, and some people it's for years. And some people it's so overwhelming they actually don't be here anymore. I got to that point. And it was, around 10 years ago. And I basically, one night, I just had enough. And I know so many people, when I'm honest and I'm real and I'm truthful and I talk like this, people go, I have too. I've got to that point, right? I got to that point, I drove my car to the Story Bridge at in Brisbane. I lived at Hamilton at the time, and I drove to the bridge because I couldn't see past the pain. For those of you who had people who crossed over, suicided, I talk about I've been to that point. And something so overwhelming, so huge takes over, and it's like you can't see the light, okay? So much fear, so much hurt, so much pain, and you can't escape it. And so I drove to the bridge, and and I'd play it like in the most insane place. There was sanity in planning my death. Again, some of you have been there, okay? And so I was just about to walk up the stairs because I wanted to jump and land on the cement, not in the water. I wanted to be dead, not real dead, not half dead and anything. I wanted to be real dead. And I knew that was my sane part of me in the insanity. And I was just in my car, and it was the most overwhelming experience to have the depression, the anxiety, the breakdown. You know, my husband is 100 metres away with his new mistress, and my 3 kids are there, and my life is overwhelmed, and everything's taken from me. And to be in that car, and all I can say was it was like a wild animal in a cage, about this big. That's how I felt. And I wanted to escape the pain. And I'm saying this because I know some of you have been there. You might have been there recently. This is where we get honest, and I'm sorry this has happened for you. What happened for me was, at that point of absolute suffering, prepared to take my life, something happened. Something wonderful happened. And I didn't pray for it, I didn't want it, I didn't ask for it. But something wonderful happened. All of a sudden, the suffering and the pain ended. It was gone. It was just gone. Here I was like a wild animal in a cage, it was gone. I felt the most peace and the most it was a connection with everything and all things at once. So here I immense pain, gone. In peace, in love, in a heart space. And I didn't see anything. Like I didn't see like a big archangel come down and say, hey, we're giving you a miracle. It was none of that. It was like this heaviness and this burden just left. It was taken away, right? And what happened was I just sat in this space of source. And for those of you who know what source is, it's just absolute connection to all things, all love, light, the miracle. But I heard something. I never saw anything. I felt the energy change. I felt the heaviness leave. And then I heard very clearly this phrase, and this is, if I was to die tomorrow, and I know that there's thousands of people over the world that have heard this phrase and accepted this phrase, I've done my job. Now, the phrase was, I am the miracle, right? Now, I, like capital A, I am the miracle. Then I heard, you are the miracle. So every one of you. So I am spirit, you, including me, you. And then it finished off with, we are the miracle of one. That's what I heard. So in that space, from suffering to absolute peace, why I was chosen, why other people have been through that and it's not been gifted to them, I don't debate that. I don't know, right? But this happened to me, and that is what I'm here to take and have that honour of sharing. And I have this purpose that I know that if I can help 1 million people on the planet believe in miracles, only 1 million, there's billions, only a million. Just want to connect to a million. Probably on the millionth, it'll go, you're gone now, you can go back home. So 1 million. 1 million people to believe in miracles again. This is when the world is going to change at lightning speed. Lightning speed. Because we're doing the heart healing and we are connecting to our intuitive senses, and the last decade or two, we're really, really escalating spiritually. It's now so important to take that escalation and become miracle makers, every one of you. And how would you be with any suffering that's going on right now, any pain, any trauma, any life challenges that's going on right now? How would it be to feel that no matter what you are temporarily in, I'm going to say that again, no matter what you're temporarily in, it's not permanent, you are the miracle. That even with the story that's going on right now and how hurtful it is and how wrong you may even think it is and how downright low it is, you are still the miracle. Everything that is happening to you, I truly believe, is with purpose and on purpose. I truly believe that. Because I have seen something and I have felt something that is so far from who I am. And I just want to say, before all this happened, I was corporate man's wife, living the corporate life, and had everything. Had a house very similar to this, on acreage, had the different, Mercedes-Benz or whatever car I wanted to drive. My husband owned lots of dealerships, car dealerships, first-class holidays all around the world, had a home on an island, up at Hamilton Island. I had all of it. So you know how you go, well, when I get the money, I'll make it. Or when I get the nice car, I'll make it. Or when I get the nice partner, I'll make it. Or when I have the kids, I've made it. Or when I ticked every box, every single box that most people would think would have made it. But one thing that I really must say, and I say this with great respect, is the bigger the house got for me at that time, not now, at that time, the emptier I felt. At that time. And that's why I love how you do the networking, and you have people from all backgrounds here. And some of you know what I'm talking about. You could have made millions of dollars by the time you were 30 and you're still here going, what's the answer to life? What's this chick with the big blonde hair telling me about miracles for? Because the $1 million didn't do it, right? So it's really important for us, and I say us, all of us, because if there's anything that you walk away tonight from me, anyway, because Julie's going to do some amazing messages, but if you walk away from me, is that you can start preaching. I give you permission, they give you permission to tell everybody that you're miracle makers, right? And when things are happening in your life, you go, that's okay, I believe in miracles. And to start spreading that message around. Could you imagine how quickly your life would change if, like I just said before, if you really did believe that I am the miracle? Now just think about it. If I am the miracle, and I've always been the miracle and will always be the miracle, why am I worried if something very, minor is happening in my life? Why would I make that into this massive, big drama? Being the miracle coach, I get to talk to lots of people about their dramas. And I think what happens for a lot of people is we get so stuck in our stories in life, and we get so connected to the drama of the story, and so poor me and so victim, we don't see the bigger picture. Because every single one of us is going through something right now, okay? We're all going through something. I'm going through something. Everyone here is going through something. It doesn't matter how evolved you are, we're always going through something. But the people who stay in this space are the ones that understand fully it's temporary. Secondly, that you have the tools to get through whatever you need to do. And one of the greatest tools that I talk about, it's just the thing that I do, and there are people here that have seen me speak many, many times. You know who you are. And they will know every time I do a talk, it's one of the things that I always talk about is surrender, okay? I don't care who you are, how much money you've got in your bank account, if you're happy, if you're a celebrity, if you're not a celebrity, if you're sad, or I don't care who you are, what your background is, what's on your CV, it doesn't worry me. What I do know is that every single one of us has like a pressure bank that builds up where we get overwhelmed, right? And we get really overwhelmed. I still get overwhelmed, but I don't stay overwhelmed. Okay, remember, there's a difference, right? I get mad and angry and pissed off at times, but I don't stay mad, angry and pissed off, right? And when I had this moment and I had the miracle happen, and then, you know, I'm the miracle, you are the miracle, we are the miracle one, what happened after that was my life didn't change, right? So I was still a single mother, raising 3 kids on my own, with an ex-husband living with his mistress that wanted nothing to do with us. I actually had more drama and challenges come into my life, and all the money that came through the settlement was gone. I lost my home, gone. Lost all my money, gone. Lost my BMW, gone. Right? I've got a Peugeot now, so I'm happy, so it's all right. Convertible, yes. Anyway, so, but gone. It's like every... Miracle! And it's black, but I really want a white one now, and I want the 307. Anyway, it's all right. But it was like everything. It was this lesson, and it's interesting when we go through a lesson of loss, we sort of think, oh, I can't take any more. And all of a sudden, someone else goes, and it's like, what is happening? What am I doing wrong? I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was taught the most valuable law, universal law that has ever existed and will ever exist. It's the law of surrender. Okay. I so love the law of surrender. I'm so potent about the law of surrender, I even .com'd it. So that's how excited I am about it. So if someone was to come to me and I was doing miracle coaching or healing with them, a process I do with every single person, without fail, is a surrender process. Because every single day there's something to surrender, there's something to let go, there's something to hand over to the universe, no matter how evolved we are. Right? No matter how evolved. There is something to hand over. So, what I would like to do is maybe we can do a little process right now. Maybe we can do something, you know, I can talk for hours if you want, but no. We're going to do a little process. And it's just like a closing of the eyes, a personal process, not a shout out one for this one. So how about you're just sitting there in your chairs or you're on the floor. How about I ask you to close your eyes, and I'm just going to take you through. It's not a meditation, it's more of a little cellular process, okay? Because stuff that's in our body, especially guilt, shame, anger, pain, all that sort of stuff, it will get stored into the cells of the body, okay? So let's just close our eyes and let's just quieten our body down for a moment. Just want you to connect to your breath, noticing the rise and the fall of your chest, the ease and the flow of your breath. I just want you to connect to your breath, close your eyes, and just for the moment, in your mind, repeat, I am the miracle. Just silently repeating it, I am the miracle, being really quiet, asking for that and giving permission for that to be your truth. I am the miracle, and you're going to feel that. You might feel it down through the cells of your body, down through your feet, through your arms, through your neck, through your head. I am the miracle. I want you to accept that. Now in the pit of your stomach, right there in the pit of your stomach, in your solar plexus, where we hold on to a lot of our emotional baggage, I want you to ask your soul essence, what is it that I need to surrender today? It will come instantly. What is the thing I need to let go of? What do I need to hand over to God, Spirit, universe, angels, whoever you connect to? And I'm going to ask that you, as if you could release a bubble out of your solar plexus, allow that bubble and allow it to flow up to the universe. Flow up to the heavens. I'm going to ask you just one thing to surrender today. Connecting to I am the miracle. And just I hand over, I release, I let go, I give to the universe the very thing that I no longer need. It may be hurt, pain, guilt, shame. It may be an experience. It may be a person. And just going back to your heart space, connecting to your breath, noticing the rise and the fall of your chest, and just opening your eyes. And coming back. Now that was just 2 minutes. That was like a 2-minute little process. And was there anyone in here that could not connect or did not connect to anything that they could surrender? Every single person in the room had something pop into their head, right? Your intuition said something, or you saw something, or maybe somebody. There was something that's overwhelming you, or someone that's overwhelming you. Now, when you get to the point of absolute, like you don't know where else to go, you don't know what else to do, you don't know who's going to fix you, you've been to 72 psychics and they still haven't given you the answer, right? Or you did that crystal bed healing and that didn't work, right? I say to people, get into the point of surrender. Grab a journal, make one, do a blank journal, and just start every day. I surrender the fear of not having enough money to pay my bills. I surrender the pain and anger I have to blah, blah, blah. I surrender that my ex-husband's an asshole. If that's your truth, right? If that's your truth. Be honest. And what you're doing, and people say, well, who am I surrendering it to? It doesn't matter. What you're doing is you're saying, I am humble and I am honest, and I'm, it's a bit like being at an AA meeting. I'm Maria and I haven't had a drink for 2 hours, whatever. It's like, that's what it is. It's like, it becomes your AA meeting, right? Hey spirit, I'm overwhelmed right now. I don't know who else to turn to, and you're it, okay? And even if you have to imagine a big surrender angel come along and take it away, you do that. And for some people, you might want to get into a routine. You might have bin day, might be Wednesday night, right? So if you don't want to do it every day, it might be too much. I get that. Surrendering's a hard thing. We just did it. It was really hard, wasn't it? People get so confused. They go, oh, letting go is hard. I went, no, it isn't. You're a control freak. That's what's hard. Letting go is easy. Easy. It's the control. So what you can do, and this is a little task for you, I'll leave you with a little task, is that maybe on bin night, if you've got some things that are overwhelming you, do your housekeeping. Get a little piece of paper out. I surrender, blah, 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 blah. Fold it up. When you go out to the bin, chuck it in the bin. And the Garbo man becomes your angel. Right? And can I say, is there anyone that follows the garbage man to the dump? No. Right? So this is what we've got, and this is what we've got to do is surrender. So when we've done it and we've handed it over, we stop, that's it. Because you don't follow the Garbo man to the dump. You don't go and check out if he's processed it. Right? It's a bit like vomit. When it's out, it's out. You don't want to go through it. It's done. So it's the same principle. And then that's a weekly thing. And it costs you nothing. If you can do it in your own time, and you can tap into some things, you're being honest. Okay, every Wednesday night, bin night, it's truth night. It's going to, done. And this is where the faith comes in, and the faith has to be there. If you're looking for a partner and you're desperate, how many people want partners? Who? Yeah. It's not many of you. Who wants a really, really awesome person in their life to be with them? Okay, well that's better, right? So it's a bit, yeah. So I was single for a very long time, and when I say single, I was like very single for a very long time, like many, many years. Probably about like 8 years or something, 8, 9 years, that's a long time. So when people come to me and they've been single for 8 minutes and they go, where's my soulmate? I'm like, oh, get over it, right? So, seriously, come to me when you're being single for a few months at least. Maybe spirit wants you single for a little while, right? Whew. Anyway, so say, just give you, for instance, you want to manifest a man, right? And you've got, us women go Hugh Jackman straight up, don't we? And then we get our vision boards out and we go, so what vision board? We cut out Hugh Jackman and we put him on the vision board. And then you sit there and go, I want to manifest it. Like, seriously, he's already got a wife, come on. Anyway, but then you sort of go, and then every day you're like, well, when's he coming? Well, when am I getting my partner? I've got to go psychic, and when's he going to, and then we get all crazy with it. That's not surrender, right? Control freak. What we need to do is we need to go, not when's my partner coming, I accept that my divine partner is already in my life, right? I accept that the person that has already been sent to me from heaven is already seeking me. I already accept that my partner is with me at all times. Now the physical time is about to come. So these are the things, the little tricks. I know I've only got a short period of time to talk, but these are the little tricks that we need to do to remind ourselves that we're already being given so much. You are the miracle. If you're the miracle and you are connected to the source of all things, and the source created the entire universe and whatever else is beyond that, your problems are nothing. Hand them over. Get into faith space and live the miracle. Now, before I stop, I want us to have a big shout, and I want us to say, I am the miracle. Okay, can we do that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting ready. Get ready. Because, you know, when this happens, you know what you've done. You're going to put it out to the universe. And stuff's going to happen. You've got to realise that, you know. So you might go home and then people are going to go, oh, you look all different. Did you, like, get sex or something? You know? They're like, how'd you get some? And you're like, yeah, I got my miracle on. Yeah, I got my miracle on. Okay. All right, so on the count of 3, we're going to say all together, I am the miracle. Okay, I'm just so excited. Because I know what happens. And I'll get phone calls later on going, bitch, I knew that happened. Anyway. So, okay, on the count of 1, 2, 3.